Embarking on this path of self-awareness has been nothing short of transformative for me. Through Stoic principles and psychological exercises, I found a mirror to my innermost thoughts, patterns, and desires. Each step brought me closer to a deeper understanding of who I am and what drives me, uncovering layers of strength, vulnerability, and resilience I had never fully realized. Embracing the mirror of self-reflection, for me, the first step in self-awareness was accepting a simple yet powerful Stoic practice, self-reflection. This exercise, so deceptively simple, became my gateway to self-knowledge. I began by setting aside a few minutes each evening, finding a quiet space, and reflecting on the day's events and my reactions to them. The questions I asked myself were straightforward but revealing. What were the most impactful moments of my day, and why? Were there instances when my emotions controlled me, rather than the other way around? How could I have responded more in line with my values? Over time, this nightly ritual brought me face to face with patterns I hadn't noticed before. I realized I often reacted defensively to criticism, even well-intentioned feedback. Recognizing this allowed me to step back and ask myself why, deepening my understanding of my own insecurities and giving me the power to confront and overcome them. The Ideal Me visualization exercise, another transformative exercise I used, was inspired by both Stoicism and modern psychology, visualizing my ideal self. I asked myself, who do I truly want to be? I imagined a version of myself fully aligned with my values, resilient in adversity, and deeply compassionate. Every morning, I spent a few moments visualizing this ideal me, mentally rehearsing how I would act, respond, and carry myself in challenging situations. By setting this vision, I felt motivated to embody these qualities throughout the day. Slowly, I noticed myself becoming more patient, less reactive, and more present in my interactions. Understanding core beliefs through cognitive reframing, uncovering my core beliefs, was another important chapter in my journey. I began using cognitive reframing, an exercise drawn from Stoicism's emphasis on perception. For example, if I felt overwhelmed, I would ask myself, what story am I telling myself about this situation? This simple question opened my eyes to how my thoughts, my interpretations, were shaping my emotions. By reframing my thoughts, I realized that I held certain self-limiting beliefs, like the fear of failure or the need to be perfect. Seeing these beliefs clearly allowed me to examine them and reframe them with more positive, constructive views. I was no longer afraid of failing but eager to learn and grow through challenges. This shift unlocked a new level of freedom and resilience in me. The power of journaling to capture insights. Journaling became an indispensable tool on this path, grounding my experiences and serving as a record of my growth. Every entry became a snapshot of my thoughts, my challenges, and my triumphs. The practice was especially useful in capturing moments of discomfort, those feelings of frustration, anxiety, or uncertainty, and analyzing what they revealed about my inner world. As I wrote, I would often ask myself, what lesson can I take from this experience? Over time, my journal filled with insights, lessons, and moments of clarity that allowed me to track my progress. It became a mirror to my mind and a space to explore, reframe, and reinforce my self-awareness. Practicing negative visualization to build resilience. One Stoic practice that particularly resonated with me was negative visualization, the act of imagining the worst-case scenario. It might sound counterintuitive, but this exercise has had a profoundly calming effect on me. For instance, if I worried about losing a project or a relationship, I would imagine the loss in detail, considering how I would cope and find strength to move forward. This practice deepened my resilience and prepared me for life's uncertainties. Knowing that I could handle challenges made me less fearful and more accepting. It allowed me to appreciate what I had in the present and removed the need to cling to any specific outcome. Asking why. Delving into true motivation, one of the simplest yet most profound exercises I practiced was asking why. For any significant action or choice, would repeatedly ask myself why I wanted it. This questioning led me to the core of my desires, often revealing deeper motivations or hidden fears. For instance, when I asked myself why I was pursuing a specific goal, I realized that my motivation was rooted not in passion but in a need for validation. This awareness helped me realign my choices with what truly mattered to me, not what I thought others expected of me. Every why led me one step closer to authenticity. Building a routine of solitude, in the constant noise of daily life, creating a space for solitude became vital. Inspired by Stoic practices, I began dedicating time each day to disconnect, retreat, and simply be with my thoughts. Whether through meditation, sitting in silence, or taking a walk in nature, this solitude allowed me to hear my inner voice more clearly. These moments became essential for processing my emotions, reconnecting with my values, and grounding myself. The quiet allowed me to recharge and return to my life with a renewed sense of clarity and purpose. Solitude became a sanctuary where I found the strength to grow. The role of compassion in self-awareness. One of the most unexpected yet impactful discoveries on this journey was learning to practice compassion, not only for others but for myself. Often, I found that I was my harshest critic, quick to judge myself for perceived failures or imperfections. Embracing Stoic wisdom reminded me that self-awareness also requires gentleness. I learned to treat my journey with kindness, acknowledging my flaws as part of my growth. Instead of viewing mistakes as setbacks, I saw them as lessons. This compassion created a space where I could explore my mind honestly, without fear of judgment. It allowed me to celebrate my progress, however small, and approach each day with renewed courage. Setting and achieving meaningful goals. As I gained greater self-awareness, I felt inspired to set goals that resonated with my true values. This alignment gave my goals a sense of purpose and direction that I had never experienced before. Each goal became a commitment to my best self, a reminder of the person I was striving to become. I used Stoic principles to break down these goals into manageable steps, focusing on the process rather than the outcome. This approach removed the pressure of perfection and allowed me to take joy in each small victory. Every step was a testament to my growth, a celebration of the journey itself. Embracing impermanence. Perhaps the greatest lesson I learned on this journey was the Stoic concept of impermanence. This awareness that everything is temporary, my thoughts, my emotions, my achievements, gave me a profound sense of freedom. Instead of clinging to moments or outcomes, I could savor the present without fear or attachment. This understanding helped me let go of perfectionism and live more fully. I began to see life as a flowing experience, where each moment is an opportunity to learn, grow, and connect with the world around me. Embracing impermanence became my ultimate act of self-awareness, a reminder to appreciate every aspect of my journey. Cultivating gratitude in self-awareness. On this journey, I discovered that gratitude was more than just acknowledging the good in my life. it became a core practice that enriched my self-awareness. By actively reflecting on what I was grateful for each day, I began noticing subtleties in my thoughts, relationships, and experiences. Practicing gratitude allowed me to appreciate the journey of self-awareness itself, to find joy in every lesson, and to understand how even challenges were gifts in disguise. Each morning, I would take a moment to list 3 things I was grateful for, simple things, like the warmth of a morning coffee or a meaningful conversation. These small moments gave me a new lens to view my life, helping me shift my focus from what I lacked to the abundance already present. Gratitude became a powerful tool in my Stoic practice, teaching me that joy could be found even in the mundane, that the path to self-awareness was not just about achieving more but about appreciating the present. Embracing responsibility for my own growth, self-awareness taught me one of life's most liberating truths: I am responsible for my own growth. In a world filled with external influences, Stoic philosophy helped me look within, realizing that my happiness, fulfillment, and resilience depend not on external factors but on my own choices. This newfound understanding was both empowering and challenging, as it meant I could no longer place blame on circumstances for my lack of progress. Instead of waiting for life to change, I took charge. I set small, intentional goals rooted in my values, such as practicing kindness, honesty, and courage. When I fell short, I embraced these moments as learning opportunities. Stoicism became my compass, helping me own my journey and continually realign with my true self. This chapter of taking responsibility ignited a deep excitement within me, a thrill for the power I held in shaping my own story. Connecting self-awareness to my purpose, as I delved deeper into self-awareness, I started seeing how my actions, choices, and habits connected to a bigger picture, my purpose. Stoic principles guided me to examine not just what I was doing but why I was doing it. I realized that every action, no matter how small, had the potential to bring me closer to my purpose. This insight brought clarity and focus to my life, making each day feel meaningful. I took time to write out what I believed my purpose was, not as a single achievement but as an ongoing journey of growth, contribution, and compassion. I discovered that my purpose wasn't about a destination, it was about embodying values that matter to me. By aligning my life with this purpose, I began to feel a deep sense of fulfillment, knowing that my self-awareness was leading me not just to self-knowledge but to a life of intention. Overcoming self-doubt with Stoic resilience, self-awareness also meant facing my fears, and self-doubt was one of the biggest obstacles I encountered. At times, it felt paralyzing, making me question my abilities and my worth. Yet, Stoicism gave me the tools to move forward even in the face of doubt. By acknowledging that uncertainty is a part of life, I learned not to run from my fears but to sit with them, to understand them, and to ultimately move beyond them. I began reframing moments of doubt as opportunities to strengthen my resilience. Each time I took action despite my fears, I gained confidence, understanding that courage is not the absence of fear but the choice to persist anyway. Self-awareness, in this light, became a journey of courage, a constant challenge to step outside my comfort zone, face my limitations, and grow stronger with each step. Strengthening relationships through self-awareness. As I deepened my self-awareness, I noticed a profound impact on my relationships. Stoic principles encouraged me to examine not only my reactions but also my expectations of others. I realized how often my own insecurities, fears, and assumptions had colored my interactions. Self-awareness helped me recognize these patterns and, in doing so, strengthened my relationships with those around me. Practicing empathy became essential. By understanding my own thoughts and motivations, I could better appreciate the perspectives of others. I learned to listen more actively, to hold space for others' emotions without immediately responding with my own judgments. Stoicism taught me the value of patience, reminding me that relationships, like self-awareness, are a journey, one that requires constant nurturing, understanding, and growth. Finding calm in chaos, life is unpredictable, and often chaotic, but self-awareness anchored me in the midst of it all. When circumstances spiraled out of my control, I found myself turning inward, grounding myself in Stoic practices. I discovered that by identifying my own triggers and habitual reactions, I could choose how to respond rather than be swept away by the emotional tide. In moments of stress or uncertainty, I would remind myself of the Stoic principle that the only thing within my control is my own mind. This realization brought a profound sense of calm, even amidst the chaos. Instead of feeling powerless, I learned to focus on the strength within me. Self-awareness transformed the way I approached challenges, empowering me to navigate life's ups and downs with a sense of purpose and resilience. The joy of being a lifelong learner, one of the greatest gifts self-awareness has given me, is a deep love for learning, not just about the world but about myself. Stoicism encouraged me to see life as an endless journey of discovery, where each experience, each conversation, and each thought offered an opportunity to learn. I embraced curiosity as a core part of who I am, allowing it to fuel my journey of self-awareness. This perspective transformed even mundane moments into meaningful ones. Whether I was reading, reflecting, or simply observing the world around me, I found joy in every insight. I realized that self-awareness is not about achieving a final state of understanding but about remaining open, receptive, and humble in the face of life's endless mysteries. Embracing imperfection and celebrating growth, perhaps the most valuable lesson I've learned through self-awareness is the art of embracing imperfection. In the past, I often felt pressure to get it right, to reach some idealized version of myself. But Stoicism taught me that growth is messy, nonlinear, and often uncomfortable, and that's precisely what makes it beautiful. I came to see self-awareness as an act of self-compassion. Instead of berating myself for my flaws, I began to celebrate the progress I was making, however small. Every misstep was no longer a failure but a stepping stone. By embracing my imperfections, I found the freedom to grow without fear, knowing that each day, each choice, was a part of a larger journey toward becoming my most authentic self. Becoming a guide for others, through my journey of self-awareness, I began to see how much this personal transformation could also benefit others. The more I developed my own sense of self, the more I wanted to help others unlock their potential as well. Stoicism taught me that true wisdom is not something to hoard but to share. With each insight I gained, I felt inspired to guide others on their own paths of self-awareness. This shift marked a new phase in my life, moving from personal growth to collective impact. I started sharing my experiences and lessons with friends, family, and even strangers, hoping to inspire them to look within and discover the richness of self-understanding. Helping others became an extension of my journey, as every interaction deepened my empathy and my commitment to the principles I'd adopted. This wasn't just about being a mentor or a teacher, it was about fostering a community where self-awareness and self-growth became shared values. Living with purpose and clarity, with self-awareness as my foundation, I discovered a profound sense of purpose that colored every aspect of my life. I no longer wandered through days without direction. Instead, I moved with intention, clarity, and a deep understanding of what mattered most. Every decision, every commitment, felt aligned with my core values, and I could sense the inner peace that came from knowing I was living authentically. This sense of purpose was not rigid or predetermined, it was a fluid expression of who I was becoming each day. I allowed myself the flexibility to evolve, knowing that self-awareness was the key to navigating this journey. With each experience, each success, and each setback, I felt my purpose becoming clearer. This clarity brought immense fulfillment, turning even the simplest actions into expressions of my inner self. Embracing self-awareness as a lifelong companion. In embracing self-awareness, I've gained more than just knowledge about myself, I've gained a sense of companionship on life's journey. This inner connection has become a steady force, a grounding presence that brings clarity even in chaos. I now see life itself as a series of lessons, each day offering new insights, challenging me to dig deeper, to question, to understand more profoundly. Each moment is a chance to strengthen this bond with myself, to live in closer harmony with my values, and to honor the unfolding of who I am becoming. Looking ahead, I feel an intense anticipation, not because I expect the path to be free from obstacles, but because I know I'll approach each challenge with awareness, curiosity, and resilience. Every challenge I face will be another opportunity to learn, to grow, to explore the depths of who I am. I may stumble, I may even fail, but with self-awareness as my guide, I'll find the strength to rise, to reflect, and to keep moving forward. This journey has become more than just a pursuit of personal understanding, it's a way of life. The more I cultivate self-awareness, the more I realize that it extends beyond just myself. It impacts my relationships, my work, my aspirations, and even the world around me. With every step, I hope to inspire others to embark on their own paths of self-discovery. Knowing that, like me, they will find not only knowledge but also a profound sense of freedom and joy in truly knowing themselves. In the end, self-awareness is not just a tool or a practice, it's a gift, a lifelong companion, a guiding star that leads me to live each day with depth, authenticity, and an open heart. And for that, I am endlessly grateful. Epilogue: the ongoing journey of self-awareness. Even now, as I look back on the path that brought me here, I realize that self-awareness is not a destination but an endless journey. Stoicism taught me that life is a series of unfolding moments, each offering the chance to know myself a little more deeply. I may never reach a point where I fully understand every part of my psyche or my soul, but I've come to embrace that as part of the beauty of life. The more I reflect on my journey, the more I see the interconnectedness of everything, my thoughts, my actions, my relationships, and my purpose. Self-awareness is the bridge that links them all, creating a life of wholeness, authenticity, and meaning. And so, with an open heart and an eager spirit, I continue to walk this path, excited for the discoveries yet to come. Each day is an opportunity to delve a little deeper, to grow a little wiser, and to live a little more fully. Final reflections: a life transformed by self-awareness. As I stand on this path, looking back at all that self-awareness has taught me, I feel a profound gratitude for the journey itself. Every challenge, every triumph, Every quiet moment of reflection has woven together to create a life rich in understanding, purpose, and joy. Stoic philosophy has been my compass, guiding me with wisdom and grace, reminding me to live fully in the present while reaching toward my highest potential. This journey of self-awareness is far from over, and that excites me. Each new day brings with it the chance to know myself a little better, to deepen my connections with others, and to step boldly into the world as my truest self. This is not just a journey of self-discovery, it is the adventure of a lifetime, one that I embrace wholeheartedly, with open eyes, an open heart, and an unbreakable spirit.